Most people will spend their entire lives standing just outside the gates of their own potential, close enough to see it, far enough to never touch it. They walk the well-worn path of the average, not because they're incapable of more, but because they've quietly accepted that comfort is better than challenge, that familiar is safer than growth, and that someday is a better time to change than today. But let me tell you a hard and liberating truth: average is a habit, not a destiny. No one is born to be average. Average is something you practice, day by day, choice by choice, until it becomes your identity. It's the skipped workout, the unread book, the apology you never gave, the risk you didn't take. It's eating what's easy instead of what's healthy. Saying "I'll start tomorrow" when you know tomorrow is just another version of today. Average starts in the smallest decisions, the ones that seem harmless. But small things compound. Left unchecked, they turn into a life of quiet regret, an endless loop of what could have been. And do you know the most dangerous thing about living average? It feels normal. You're surrounded by others doing the same. Everyone around you says it's fine, this is just how life is. Settle down. Be realistic. Don't expect too much. And before you know it, you're defending your limitations instead of fighting for your potential. But deep down, the average life always whispers a haunting question: is this really all there is? You see, the escape from average doesn't begin with massive external changes. It begins the moment you refuse to accept that this plateau of existence, is the limit of your capability. It begins when you challenge the silent agreements you've made with comfort, with fear, and with mediocrity. And make no mistake, average people don't stay average because they lack talent. They stay average because they lack standards. Your life will always rise or fall to the level of the standards you set for yourself. If you tolerate lateness, you'll always run behind. If you tolerate poor health habits, your energy will always run low. If you tolerate average thinking, your results will always be average at best. High achievers don't have easier lives. They simply refuse to tolerate excuses. They've made it a personal rule to expect more from themselves than anyone else would dare to expect. And that expectation, over time, becomes their reality. Average people wait for motivation. Extraordinary people build systems that make motivation irrelevant. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a choice. And every day, life offers you the same silent contract: sign here, with your habits, with your focus, with your attitude, and I will repay you accordingly. So why do most people stay average? Because signing that contract with discipline feels hard. Because the payment is delayed. Because the rewards are hidden at first. But here's the irony: the price of average is far higher. You just don't pay it up front. You pay it slowly, painfully, in the currency of regret, missed opportunities, poor health, broken relationships, and dreams that fade into memories of what if. And that price? It's non-refundable. If you want to escape the gravitational pull of average, start here. Take ownership. All of it. Every outcome in your life is yours to claim, good or bad. No one forced you into your habits. No one locked you into that mindset. And no one can free you but you. The moment you take full, unapologetic ownership is the moment the chains of average begin to crack. Because when you own it, you can change it. Change doesn't happen when you want it. It happens when you decide it. You don't negotiate with your old self, you declare war on it. You don't try to manage your distractions, you eliminate them. You don't hope to find time for personal growth, you make time for it like your future depends on it, because it does. And the most powerful tool you have in this fight is your personal philosophy. Your philosophy is the lens through which you view every situation, every challenge, every opportunity. If your philosophy is weak, life's smallest obstacles will feel like mountains. But if your philosophy is strong, even mountains become stepping stones. Most people never consciously choose their philosophy. They absorb it from others, parents, friends, the media, society. They inherit small thinking, scarcity mindset, and limiting beliefs as if they were family heirlooms passed down from generation to generation. But you are not obligated to live under the weight of a philosophy you did not choose. You can step back, examine it, and say, this no longer serves me. I am writing a new one. A philosophy built on personal responsibility, on the power of disciplined habits, on the belief that success is not something you pursue, it's something you attract by becoming a person of value. And that new philosophy begins with one simple but life-altering belief: if it is to be, it's up to me. From this belief springs new behavior. From new behavior, new results. And from those results, a life that once seemed impossible suddenly stands before you, real, tangible, undeniable. If you truly want to escape the average life forever, you must become ruthlessly committed to the small disciplines that most people ignore. Because success isn't built in grand gestures, it's built in the quiet moments of decision when no one is watching. It's built in the moment you choose to wake up when the alarm goes off instead of hitting snooze. It's built in the moment you open a book instead of scrolling endlessly through your phone. It's built in the moment you say no to the easy path and yes to the hard thing that will make you stronger. Greatness isn't hidden in some distant horizon. It's hidden in the next decision you make. And the next one. And the next one after that. But here's the truth that most never grasp: small disciplines practiced daily don't just change your habits, they change your identity. With every disciplined act, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. When you keep that promise to yourself to exercise, to eat clean, to study, to show up on time, you're telling yourself, I am the kind of person who follows through. I am the kind of person who does what's required, not what's easy. And slowly, those votes accumulate. You start to believe it. You start to live it. And that belief, that identity shift, is what makes average impossible to return to. You'll look back one day and barely recognize the person you used to be. Not because you became someone new, but because you finally became who you were meant to be all along. Understand this: average people dabble. Extraordinary people commit. Most people try a new habit for a week and quit. They start a goal and abandon it at the first sign of resistance. They write their dreams down once and never look at them again. But those who escape average forever commit. They don't try something new, they become someone new. And they understand this universal law: your future is hidden in your daily routine. If you want to predict your future, don't look at your dreams. Look at your calendar. Look at your habits. Look at where your time goes when no one is forcing you to be accountable. That's your future. If your days are spent scrolling and complaining, your future will be filled with regret and frustration. If your days are spent reading, building, learning, improving, and challenging yourself, your future will be rich in ways far beyond just money. It will be rich in character. Rich in peace. Rich in opportunities that chase you down because you've become the person worthy of them. You see, most people think they have a time management problem. But the truth is, they have a priority management problem. They spend hours on what's urgent but never important. They exhaust themselves fighting fires in their life but never build fire breaks to prevent those disasters in the first place. Your time is not something you spend, it's something you invest. And like any wise investor, you must ask, what return will this give me? If an activity doesn't improve your health, strengthen your mind, build your character, deepen your relationships, or bring you closer to financial freedom, why is it still in your life? And before you say, I don't have time to improve, remember this. Time isn't something you find. Time is something you make. And how you use your time is the clearest reflection of how serious you are about your future. The truth is simple, my friend: if you want to escape average forever, stop asking for life to get easier. Ask to become stronger. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Start before you're ready. Do it while you're still afraid. Take the first small step even when the entire path is invisible. Because progress is not built on waiting. It's built on movement. And the beautiful thing about movement is that it creates clarity. The next step will reveal itself after you take the first one. But you must begin. Right now. Decide who you will be from this moment forward. Not tomorrow. Not after the weekend. Now. Decide that average is no longer acceptable. Decide that excuses will no longer run your life. Decide that your standards will rise today, and with them, your habits, your outcomes, and your future. And then, go to war. Not with the world. Not with your past. But with the part of you that's been content to settle. Every day, wake up and fight for the future you deserve. Fight with discipline. Fight with focus. Fight with relentless, consistent action. And if you stay the course, through the discomfort, through the uncertainty, through the long stretches where it feels like nothing is changing, one day, you will wake up and realize you escaped. You are no longer average. You are living a life designed, not one that happened by accident. You have become the person who doesn't wait for opportunities, you create them. You have become the person who doesn't fear challenge, you rise to meet it. And in that moment, standing firmly on the other side of the life you once settled for, you will know it was all worth it. And it all began the day you stopped waiting and started becoming.